This is a tutorial on CINAHL, the Cumulative Index to Nursing and Allied Health Literature. Like all of our databases, you can access CINAHL from the Ithaca College Library website by clicking on Databases. From here, you can click on the letter C and then scroll down and click on the link to CINAHL. You may be prompted to log in with your Ithaca College username and password. Let's start by taking a quick look at the database. On the main search screen, you'll notice that there are 3 search boxes. To the right of each search box, there's a drop-down menu that will allow you to filter your search terms to certain fields. Personally, I like using title, abstract, and then the various different subject headings. Below the search boxes are a lot of search and limit options. I'll be talking about these filters when I actually do the search demo. Whenever we're searching, it's helpful to begin with a research question in mind. One useful model for developing a research question that you may have heard of before is the PICO model, where PICO is an acronym and P stands for the patient, I stands for the intervention, C stands for the comparison if there is one, and O is the outcome or what you're trying to measure. So let's give this a try using a research question. For children with severe to profound hearing loss, what is the effect of cochlear implants compared with hearing aids on speech and language development? Using PICO, we can identify our key concepts that we will then use when we're searching for information, where P is defined as children with hearing loss, I is defined as cochlear implants, C is defined as hearing aids, and O is defined as speech and language development. So let's try a search in CINAHL on our topic. In the first search box, let's type in terms to describe our population. So we're looking at children with hearing loss. If I type in hearing loss, and one thing that's super great about EBSCO is once I type in the term or, it'll generate synonyms, terms that we may want to add to help define our topic. So I'm going to grab this first set of terms here. In the next search box, let's add in our intervention, cochlear implants. We can also add in our comparison of hearing aids. And when I type in or, it automatically comes up in the second set of suggested terms. And then in our third search box, we can add in our outcome or what it is that we're trying to measure. So I'll type in speech or, and it comes up with some suggested terms. I like this, speech or language or communication. Let's click search to find articles where all 3 concepts are included. As you can see right away, we have a large set of articles with over 5,000 articles in our set. But that's okay because we're going to start using some of the limits and filters as a way to make our results more manageable and more on target. So one of the first things we can do is we can limit our results to the most current 5 years. In the health sciences, that's often a requirement in your assignments, is to find the most current research on your topic. Another way to limit our results is by using the drop-down field to the right of each of the search boxes. As I mentioned at the beginning of the tutorial, I like to use the title, the abstract, and then the different subject heading options. If we use the title, that will be the most restrictive. If we choose abstract, that's the summary of the article and won't be as restrictive as the title. The subject terms are terms that are used to describe the articles, and we'll take a look at some of these records so we can get a better sense of what that means. Now, one very important part of our PICO question that we haven't added in yet is that we're focusing on children. So if you scroll down just a little bit, right below where it says publication date, you'll see a small link that says show more. If you click on this, you'll get many more options and different ways to filter your results. And one of the categories that you'll find in CINAHL and also in Medline is that you can focus on your age group, for example. I'm going to say all child and all infant. I'm going to select 2. So after using the all child, all infant filter, I have 135 articles, which is still quite a lot. So I'm going to go back to that helpful area where it says show more, and I'm going to start to limit to certain publication types because I want to try to find high levels of evidence. So under publication type, I'm going to use my Command key on my keyboard, and I'm going to select a few publication types. So I'm going to select meta-analysis. I'm also going to select randomized controlled trial, and I'm also going to select systematic review, since these are the highest levels of evidence. And click search, and now I have only 6 articles, but they're of the highest levels of evidence. So you can see right away that some of these articles will provide you right away with a PDF. Let's take a quick look at this second article here. These are the subject terms. These are the terms that describe what the article is about, and just below is the abstract, which is the summary of the article, and all of the terms are bolded that we have searched up above. Let's go back to our result list. Sometimes you'll see a Get It link. The Get It link will either take us to a place where we can get to the full text of the article, or we may need to order it through a service called Interlibrary Loan. Let's take a look and see what happens when we click on the Get It link for this article. And you can see right here, it's available for free. Here's another one. This particular article is a systematic review. If I click on the Get It link, let's see what happens here. In this case, it's saying that we need to order it through Interlibrary Loan. Those are the basics of searching CINAHL. As always, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to any of the librarians from the library's homepage at Chat with Us, email us, or make an appointment.